It's very hard in real life to be such an interesting yet captivating personality. Usually, every person has a stereotype that fits them, for better or for worse. And this is especially the case in reality television, as stereotypes makes this genre so strong. However, there's one MasterChef contestant who I don't think anyone could have predicted to be the way he was, making him such a unique and compelling character to win the show. And that is the winner of Season 8, Dino Luciano. Today, we'll be going through his entire run this season and see how this on paper dancing man from the Bronx would go on to completely dominate this season en route to the MasterChef trophy. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more MasterChef content like this. And with that, here is the full story of Dino. Season 8 would be the second season to feature one-on-one battles in order to earn a MasterChef white apron, which again, in my mind, is far and away the toughest challenge. Because you could put up a great dish, but your opponent just may bring in a bit more. And so you can't just be good, you have to be on another level. And while Dino wouldn't cook in the first part of the auditions, he would be the first one to go in the second part. Again, always a big thing in my eyes when a character goes first or last in these auditions, as that usually means there'll be a big character going forward. Dino's opponent will be Josh, the absolute polar opposite from Dino, as he was your classic middle-aged white man from the Midwest that made his living as a political consultant, while Dino was an Italian dancer from the Bronx. While Josh put on a good effort, he would be no match for Dino, and thus, Dino's MasterChef journey would officially begin by earning a white apron.
Dino, your take on a veal parmesan?
From the bottom up, you have a classic Sicilian gravy. On top of that, I put crispy potatoes with mozzarella. And on top, I have a tomato cream sauce.
Let's take a look. Looks pretty great. I was worried about the time that you spent in making those two tomato sauces, but they definitely bring two different flavor profiles in. Veal is cooked nicely. Good job.
Thank you.
This apron belongs to
In the MasterChef kitchen, you're gonna expect a lot of dance, a lot of shaking this booty. And my food, forget about it.
So yeah, Dino definitely seems like quite the personality, as I don't think anyone would look at this man and think of him as a cook. But again, given he was the first one to go in this episode, and just seems like a big character in general, I'm sure a lot of people already had him as a big contender coming out of these auditions. The beginning of Dino's MasterChef run was actually pretty tame, as he would be invisible in the first round and most of the second, until he finally got his chance to shine later on, when he would produce the best pressure test dish of the night.
Is the pork chop cooked?
I believe the pork chop's cooked.
Oh my God. It's cooked beautifully, all the way through. It's delicious. Seasoning's on point, pork's cooked beautifully. Great job. Thank you.
Episode 5 would be an interesting episode for Dino, as it started rough, being one of the only 6 in the cast who couldn't make a good egg dish on the first try. But when given a second chance, he would come in clutch, going from not safe to producing the best egg elimination dish of the night. And the follow of that would be another interesting episode for Dino, as it was once again the same premise, as both the skills and elimination challenge were based around the same dish, this one being lamb. But if you cooked a good lamb dish on the first try, you're automatically safe. And here's the thing, Dino would end up being safe, but I believe he'll be the only contestant out of the 10 that passed that wasn't shown a clip of him officially being called safe by the judges. Now you could label this as a bad thing, but I would argue that since he likely didn't have a standout lamb dish compared to the others, and more so just passable, the edit tried to protect him in that regard. But whatever the reason, Dino would be safe, and he would follow this episode with a pretty invisible episode, which once again wasn't the worst thing in the world, as yes, he was invisible during service, but that likely means he wasn't making any mistakes during it, and in the end, his team would win. Episode 8 would be another invisible episode for Dino, although this time not for good reasons, as the mystery box winner and Mike would label Dino as the third weakest chef overall in the competition, and obviously put him in the weaker group. But he would save this group, meaning that Dino didn't have to cook in the elimination challenge. So yeah, while Dino has been good thus far, he admittedly hasn't been a standout, and while it's crazy that he was picked as the third weakest chef, I do think most can agree that Dino isn't really standing out just yet. However, in episodes 9 and 10, Dino would finally begin to step it up, as not only would he produce an amazing cannoli dish, but he would follow that up with arguably his signature moment of the season.
Usually people come into this environment and are dreading it, and you seem to almost want to just go out there and tackle this challenge.
To be able to present something that my grandmother brought to me, to you, like I had her spirit behind me.
Wow.
Stunning.
That looks like an Italian grandma made that.
She either had blood orange or oranges, whatever was cheaper at the market that week.
I love the blood orange zest because it perfumes that cream. It gives a nice relief. Bridge, chocolate, and hazelnut makes total sense. Dino, this is how you honor somebody, how you keep their spirit alive with great food like that.
Thank you, Chef.
What? What is that?
Coconut cream puff, and the filling is a Earl Grey chocolate.
It looks like the remains of my nana's ashes.
I wanted them to look like ashes because I wanted to make it look sort of like a volcano. You think islands, you think tropical because of the coconut, so I wanted to...
Can't honestly tell whether it's going to be absolutely shockingly bad or really light and exciting.
I used coconut sugar.
Dino, this dish sums up you. It's weirdly delicious. I mean, really stunning. Restaurant quality, great filling, perfect consistency. Delicious.
Thank you, Chef. Thank
Honestly.
you. Thank you.
So not only did Dino come through for his grandma, but Ramsay giving him this compliment to follow really would define the type of person Dino is. As again, this man truly is not your prototypical person in general, much less a MasterChef contestant. And for him to produce a good dish after good dish despite his antics and personality is super unique. Oh, and this moment would come with the previous season's winner and Sean coming back and the chefs cooking a signature dish, which was some serious foreshadowing. But due to having the best dish of the night, Dino would then be the team captain at the final 12, having to lead his team at Caesar's Palace. And while things would start very bumpy early on, he and his team would respond well, winning with 68% of the vote. So yeah, after kind of fading into the background early on, Dino now has all of a sudden become a favorite to win these past 3 episodes, producing 2 best of dishes, and leading his team to a dominant victory. For the final 11, the cooks would have 20 minutes to make a crawfish dish to put them into the top 10, with Dino doing just enough, being the final one to earn himself safety, of course a massive milestone. However, while Dino had done so many great things so far, and would do even more good later on, you could argue his best moment this season would come at this final 10, when he would be paired with the hot-headed and hard-to-work-with Jeff for the Pairs Challenge. And yet somehow, someway, Dino was able to overcome Jeff's attitude when nobody else this season could, and these 2 polar opposites would create an incredible dish.
Oh, man. Look at that. That looks perfect.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's glistening. Did you guys work together well?
Yes,
Without
we
a
did.
doubt.
I was nervous about having to work with him. But then at the end of the day, we just stopped and said, okay, you know, it doesn't matter who has the bigger balls.
And it shows on the plate.
Thank you.
Because that chicken is dynamite. Excellent job.
Thank you
you,
very
Chef.
much. Nice job.
Good job. Looks like me and Jeff can kick a lot more ass than anyone here expected.
The following episode would also be a Pairs Challenge, except this time, the Mystery Box winner and Jason would choose the pairs, and pair Dino with Kate, as Jason was actually targeting Kate as his biggest competition. But obviously Jason wasn't paying attention to Dino in the previous challenge, as if he can get Jeff to work with him, then putting him with a great chef and person like Kate was all but a guaranteed lock for a great dish.
How did you guys feel it went, those 60 minutes?
There was a lot to do, and we were not perfect. We worked really well with each other. We communicated the whole entire time.
First of all, you did achieve a great tortilla. You browned it beautifully, and it's not breaking. The lamb taquito, who made these?
We tag teamed the lamb, and Dino did the flautas.
The actual meat is really well flavored. It's so well balanced. It's vibrant, it's fresh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was not easy. Really great work, guys. You made Mexico proud.
Nice job, baby.
Jason made a huge mistake. He thought he was setting up a failed group, but we killed it.
That would bring us into the top 8, where Dino would once again be a team captain. However, this would cause for arguably his worst moment of the season, as the judges would ask for only one dish to represent the team, with them indeed choosing Dino's. However, this dish would lose them the challenge, and even worse, Jeff's dish was deemed as the best of the group and would have won them the challenge. But even in a bad episode, all things considered, he would still shine in the end, having the best elimination dish of the 4, earn himself a spot into the top 7. And that top 7 episode would result in another signature moment for Dino, as the judges summed up his dish perfectly.
Curry's delicious.
Thank you.
Honestly, Dino, it's exactly like you. It's so wrong, it's right. Do you know what I mean? That's the weird thing about it. I love the curry. The curry's the essence for me. Seasoned beautifully. That is delicious. Good job.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Good job, Dino.
For winning this challenge, Dino would pair a special pasta type to the remaining 6 cooks, and unfortunately for him, his biggest target in Jeff would survive. And at this point, it was safe to call these 2 rivals. But I will say the fact that Dino would be against the most hated contestant this season is even more of a reason for the audience to get behind him as we enter the endgame. Speaking of endgame, it would be quite the interesting endgame in general, despite Dino being mostly quiet throughout it all. He would be on the winning team at the final 6, but in a twist, nobody would go home as the losing team would all do well. However, things would be completely evened out as 2 chefs would go home the following round, with one of them being Dino's rival and Jeff, putting an end to their rivalry with Dino coming out on top in a super satisfying way. That would bring us into the final 4, where in an interesting alternative to the normal final 4 round, this season there would be 3 different cooking rounds, with the chef who had the best dish in each round earning their spot into the final 3. Unfortunately for Dino, he would fail to earn a final 3 spot in the first 2 rounds, with Jason and Ebony being the first 2 to earn their spots, meaning it would come down to Dino against Kate, who unfortunately for Dino, was quite the dominant chef and had an amazing story, as she went from not even earning an apron into season 7 to dominating this season. It would truly be a battle of Goliaths for this final spot in the finale.
It's all down to the inside, to the texture, and the taste.
That 3rd spot goes to Dino.
Congratulations.
Dino, please say goodbye to Kate and head on up to the balcony.
Everything I've ever worked for, it's paid off. To be a part of the finale, that is not only my dream come true, but my mother's dream. Now her baby boy made it to the finale.
So with that, after a quiet start, Dino would really emerge the rest of the season, being his unique self throughout, and was now in the final 3, the second season to feature final 3, which again, just makes things even more difficult than a usual final 2. But in the end, Dino would produce 3 MasterChef finale worthy dishes, beating his insane competition to win MasterChef Season 8.
Squid ink, capellini pasta with calamari.
Dino, I want to dive in for more. It's delicious.
Thank you, Chef.
This is a great start to your 3-course meal. Great job.
Thank you, Chef.
The flavor and the balance that you were able to achieve by cooking it evenly.
You have the most fundamental thing of all, which is an inherent talent to cook.
Thank you, Mr. Joe.
I just love the creaminess of the mascarpone. This is really off kilter, very much like yourself, but it's just delicious.
It's quirky. It's weirdly delicious. Tiramisu is not. Did it pick me up? Yes, it did.
Thank you, Chef.
America's next MasterChef is Dino! Oh my God!
Oh my God! I am the next MasterChef! Mother! I did it, Ma!
My whole life was built for this right here, for this point.
I love you.
I'm very proud of everything I accomplished tonight. I know my mother's proud of me. That's all that really matters to me.
So like Ramsey said, Dino is so bizarre with his cooking tactics that it works in the end. Like, it truly is insane that someone like Dino will not just do well this season, but frankly dominate it and win it all in the end. Like I said, I don't think he's an absolute top tier winner due to a somewhat slow start and only winning 1 mystery box, but he had so many great elimination challenge dishes, led his team to one of the most dominant victories in MasterChef history, and in general had one of the best second halves in the show's history, all while being his authentic self throughout. So there you have it, guys, the story of Dino Luciano. Let me know what you think of Dino in the comments below, and be sure to hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll get you more MasterChef content just like this. With all that said, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time.